really important that we hear from Serwaa, and she is going to give us a progress report. Just a little bit about Serwaa. She is a writer and a social worker, a volunteer coordinator and general organizer, and she is serves on the board as a board member. So please welcome her.
Thank you so much. I've eaten so much, so I think I'm going to be fast. I have to give the progress report for our young organization, the Nile Valley Foundation Learning Center. We started operating in 2009 in September, but it was not until February 2010 that we got our registration approved. So since then, we have been doing so many activities. The reason for most of the activities is, first part of our mission statement, we say that we want to organize forums and symposiums to be able to make people aware of what we are about, what we intend to do, and even people begin to crave African history. And that is what we have been doing for the past 1.5 years. So our first program, which we called it the Soup Kitchen, we did it last year, May 7th, at a cafe very close to the Bata Dome in UFA. And like Canadians, if they don't want to meet you, they say, okay, let's meet in Tim Hortons. But we thought that as Africans, there isn't a day that go by that a soup is not prepared. So we decided to meet our friends and people who want to know us over a bowl of soup, and that's what we did. And we had 3 speakers that day. We had Dr. Guy Thompson from U of A, Dr. Philip Keke, also from U of A, and a PhD student, Mrs. Shelley Mugali. They all spoke about the need for us to preserve and present a better Africa to the next generation that we have planted here. My children are here, our children are here. They are not going back to Africa. And even if they go, they don't keep long. But they are not proud of what we are talking about today as Africans. And so they said that we should preserve Africa and not just use Africa as a soil on which other people's civilization and great richness are unwrapped. Our next program was the Living Book. This was a program organized by the Edmonton Public Library. It was a program that they invite immigrants to come and tell their stories about how they came to Canada and how they integrated. Me, my best friend, has been here for 41 years, so I thought he was a better candidate. And he took part in that program in the name of the organization. And it was very good. He told people about how he got here and how his 10 children are all here. Our next program is something that bring every memory into mind. I think when we say September 11th, a lot of people remember September 11th in different ways. And in the life of the Nile Valley Foundation, we also have something that leaves a bitter taste in our mouth. We wanted to do our next forum in September 11th here in this very premises where we are today. We were planning for the program, we were looking for speakers, doing everything. Then, barely a week before that program came on, somebody hacked into our email system. And that person sent fraudulent emails to everybody in our contact, asking for money, that he is locked up somewhere in the UK and he needs money. We were very young, the university didn't know us much, so the program was suspended and it was finally cancelled. And it's the day of the doomsday, September 11th. But in preparing for that program and the challenges that we faced, it also served as a motivation for us to go on. Why? One of the challenges that we faced was looking for speakers. Surprisingly, if we had called somebody to come and talk about Africa with poverty, with war, with corruption, I think we would have had people running to the podium to speak. But when we were looking for people to speak about the Africa that was before colonization, it was surprising to know that we didn't get anybody to stand up to speak. Finally, before the program was cancelled, we met Dr. Patrick Irugu, who agreed to do it. And that was when he said, yay, this is what we have to do. And we couldn't do the program, so We kept him, and we have still kept him. And thank you, Dr. for being a part of. So that challenge, the program was cancelled, but it also brought us to many other organizations. One of the organizations was the UN chapter of Edmonton, where they meet once every month at the Grant McEwen University. Through that, we have done a lot of programs with them. They have invited us many times to present ourselves, present our vision. We did 2 programs, one with them in November last year. And this year, when they were celebrating their part of the Black History Month, we were invited to speak to present a paper about what Africa will be in the 21st century. And he was one of the speakers. And like we have bonded with them, and everything that they do, they call us. So that program was cancelled. It has motivated us, and it has also brought us into many other organizations that we are presently working with. We have also had the opportunity to present a paper to John Humphrey Foundation, which is also an organization here in Edmonton. And they met as a group, and they asked different organizations and different authorities to present papers that will talk about a different Africa, not Africa that we use to collect money. I know that part is important. So for us, we collaborated with Mr. Isaac Odum, who is a PhD student in U of A, and we presented a paper that we don't just have to wash our dirty linen always in public, but there is a part of Africa that we can also showcase. And that program was a success. That is some of the things that we have been doing.